Good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon's fixture, the Japan Cricket League T20 match between the Tokyo Wombats and Serendip Cricket Club. Should be an interesting match. The forecast looks very good at the moment. Clear skies, some overcast conditions, but very hot here in Sano, 35 degrees. Out in the middle, it probably feels around almost 40. It's a high humidity. And the intense sun. It is hot down at the middle. A lot easier here in the commentary box as we watch today's match fixture, an important one for both teams. It's Group A. Currently Sereknights or Serendip are in first equal place on 8 points. They've played 2 matches for 2 wins, so sit top of the table alongside the Kawasaki Knight Riders and Max Cricket Club. On the other hand, we have Tokyo Wombats. They've played 2 matches for 1 win, 1 loss. They should be on 4 points. However, they're on 3. They were deducted a point due to a discrepancy in the team sheet on their match last weekend. About to get underway, the first ball of the day. And here we go. Just lets it go through to the keeper, does the batsman, the Wombats. I'll just update you on who's opening for them. Looks to be Masaki Kawashima and Tetsuro Kato, I believe. And looks to be Kawashima on strike. Comes down the wicket and gets bat on it. It's almost a fly slip in position or short fine leg. Anyway, they're off the mark, are the Wombats. Looking through their team sheet, they only have 10 players, which is always a matter of concern in fielding. And I see they're also without one of their stars, Alex Patmore. Of course, Richie Bracefield also been a big contributor of runs to the team, man with the ball. Richie Bracefield not playing this season, probably due to family reasons. Hope you're well, Rich, if you're watching your team, your former team. Love to see you back playing one day for them, but as I say, no Richie Bracefield and no Alex Patmore. It was the same last weekend. last weekend, perhaps 2 weekends ago, where the Wombats pulled off a famous victory, big victory over the Tokyo Falcons. This time edged and through the keeper in court. He'll have to go, and first wicket falls, and it's that of Kawashima. Mandusanka Shihan has started well here. Here's a replay. Just gets this angling in there, but straightening up. And, the edge looks to be perhaps Kato on strike. I'll check that. I thought it was Kawashima on strike. But either way, the first wicket falls for the Wombats. Kittaka, the new batsman for the Wombat team, 1 for 1 currently. Mandusanka, and again an edge and put down. And what could have been the opening bowler for the Sereknights, Mandusanka, may have been on a hat-trick, keeping it awfully well, getting across to get a glove on it. And as a result, you can see landing. He's just injured himself, having to be helped to his feet. But all action in these first few deliveries. Another great delivery from Mandusanka. So just corrections, 71 is Kawashima. He does remain out there. The wicket therefore was Kato-san, who had to return to the 10 early. Mandusanka really on his line and length here, causing real problems for the Wombats in their first over. Two runs coming from it, and the one wicket, 2 for 1 after the first over. So Tichiro Kato, the first to be dismissed here. He had a good innings a couple of weeks ago in that chase against the Falcons. They got up to beat the Falcons, did the Wombats. And on that day, he scored a handy 37 not out alongside Kittaka, who's on strike now. Can he continue from where he left off the previous match? Wide first up from Eranga. This time just turned behind square for a single. Fine leg will come up to restrict another run being taken. But yes, I say, a really good win from the Wombats in their last outing. They were chased down 147 for victory over the Tokyo Falcons, who have been pretty handy in this format for the last couple of seasons. On that day, Kirika has shared a good partnership with Tetsuro Kato, but the star of the chase was Muhammad Ali. At 68, coming off just 48 balls, including 6 fours and 3 sixes. I was watching a game on ground 2 while it was going on, but it was some clean hitting from Muhammad Ali and a really good chase against a pretty top team. Can the Wombats find some of that form? This is a good start. Hit behind point. It'll be tough to chase, to cut off, and does so. It's a good chase and also in pairs, allowing the backup fielder to do the work and retrieve the ball in the end. Tapped back by the initial fieldsman and much appreciated by the bowler at Onga. Some runs for Wombats, just the second over. Pretty good straight ball that's just defended from Kirika. And goes to try and play it cutely almost. Down, guiding it perhaps between slip and gully. Misses out. And, a risky shot, just hanging the bat out there with a big gap between bat and pad. Can easily get an under edge or inside edge onto your stumps. Footwork important, and this one's gone straight up. Bowler's called for it, and it's fallen agonisingly short of him and short mid-wicket. So brings back Kawashima-san on strike, the left-hander. Comes forward and drives down to mid-off, but calls early and almost is hitting the ball on the run. Momentum moving down the wicket as he played the shot. It's a good shot and good early call. Another run to the total. They all count. 9 for 1, 2 overs done. Apan Chaudhary with the ball in hand. We're opening up from the school end here at Sano International Cricket Ground. Gets it to Seam. Around 35 degrees here in Sano. Humidity seems higher than what it says, 60%. But it's a pretty hot day for the batsmen and fielders too. This has been slapped out to mid-wicket for 4 runs. It's a good shot and perhaps a shot that will get the innings underway for the Wombats. Important that they get a victory here today, just to assure themselves of a quarter-final spot. A loss here put them under pressure. Kawashima, first 4 and first 4 of the innings for the Wombats. this time the pace onto him pretty quickly. Felt like he was a bit hurried with his shot. But, comes down the wicket, looks to play over mid-off, and does so with absolute clarity. It was a lovely shot. Came down the wicket and then found a balance and pose to hit through the ball. And a nice follow through. And as I say, well executed shot for 4 runs. 2 balls remain, 8 off the over. It's a good one for the Wombats. Can Kawashima now perhaps just look for a single? We saw some really good cricket this morning from the Tigers Cricket Club. Often boundaries were followed up with singles. And squared up a little. Half an appeal, but well without outside of line. And a cry of no as they look for an opportunity of an overthrow not taken. 1 bowling remains in the over. Wombats perhaps looking for a score of around 150, 160 plus would be great, but this one down leg and ruled wide by the umpire. Wombats, as I say, they had a good chase the other weekend, getting up to chase down 147 over the Falcons. Earlier than that, though, they had a huge loss to KKR. KKR scoring 290 for 3. The Wombats all out for 69 that day. So, good win and a big loss. They will be challenged to make the quarterfinals. This match will go a long way to confirming they're in the last 8, the best 8. Into the over, 19 for 1. Pulled, hasn't got all of it and has been caught at square. And Kawashima has to go. The ball was short and he went to play a pull shot. Looking to go aerial, perhaps over square leg. But it gets a bit high on the bat and it just spills out for a comfortable catch at square leg. Wombats, they lose their second wicket, 19 for 2. So the successful over for Iranga continues. Slight breeze here on a pretty hot Sano day. If you're familiar with Sano, you know how hot it can get during the months of July, August, even September. The left armour comes in and he's just strayed down leg side here, given as a wide. Every run counts for the Wombats. Not ideal, having lost 2 wickets. They want to push on these final balls of the power play to try and get a score up around 40. In the meantime, they wouldn't want to lose any more wickets. Big appeal for a caught behind and not given. Keeper obviously heard something, and from where he played the ball, it certainly would have only have been bat or glove, but given not out. The game continues. Iranga, 3 more deliveries, and this one is just straight a bit wide, but within the line. Chowdhury, the new batsman for the team. He's played a fair number of matches in Japan domestic cricket, over 50 matches. Comes down the wicket, does Kitika. Doesn't execute it exactly where he wants it, but it spills away for a simple single. Perhaps he didn't really push hard enough for a second to be thought about. Both batsmen happy to take the single. Upon Chowdhury, average around 17 in the T20 format. Partner Kitika, a little bit high, he's just under 20 in this format of the game here in Japan domestic cricket. There is a number of leagues they play across the season. For Premier Cricket is JCA Division 1. There's actually 4 divisions. JCL Division 1, 2, 3 and 4. They also play a JCL T20, which this fixture is. There's also the JCL T10, which was played earlier on in the year. So far, the silverware has gone to the Tigers Cricket Club for that T10 victory in the final. Beating men in blue, I believe. Pretty much through the months of August and September, you will know the winners or the semi-finalists of the 40 over format, as well as the T20, this format. Bit of a way swing for Viditha. You just want to be a little bit fuller and closer to the stumps, entice the batsman into playing a shot. There's a first slip in place for that very much away swing. Bit shorter this time, but a better line. Ball that just goes straight on, no swing with the ball pitching that short. Kitika just off 3 from his 11 deliveries. We're looking to perhaps score from this shot, if not next. Feeling the pressure. valiant dive, but runs will be the result. It's the one taken. Sereknights, a win here, they'd take them to top of the table. They would surpass KKR. Oh, he just pulls out the last moment, does Uditha. It's been a good start for him. Comes in from probably about a 12-metre run-up. Lets it fly. It's a good delivery. That's a great line. It's the corridor of uncertainty for the batsman. (23 for 2, the Wombats. 8 balls remaining in the power play. And just a good line and length. And the batsman not interested, happy to let it go through to the keeper. Final ball of the over and just the one off it so far. Chowdhury needs to look to score here, be it one or whatever. Offside field heavily stacked. There's a first slip, gully, point, an extra cover and mid-off. There's room and a play and a miss and an end to a very good over from Uditha. Hassan Uditha opening with a really good over. I'm sure he'll get the ball again from this end. Final over of the power play about to commence, and 23 for 2. Well, Sereknights are on top at this stage. Good over needed here for the Wombats just to put their plans back on track. Sereknights capable of chasing down scores of around 140, 150. They've done it previously in the last 2 games. Sereknights were victorious over the Tokyo Titans. That day they put on 145 on the board and reduced the Titans to 106. Following that, they put on a score of 153, reducing KKR to 148. So they're around that 150 mark, that sort of pass score. Goes hard, goes straight, and mid-on, just has to watch it across the boundary. It's 4 runs, a much-needed 4 for the Wombats. Kitkar plays the shot on aggression, and the team benefits. Lovely shot there from Tanzim. Can he keep going? This time goes to play a late cut. Misses the ball, and so too does keeper and first slip. So byes taken. As signalled there from Adam Burrs. Again in this match is Adam alongside Dev Mishra. 2 umpires for the day doing the hard yards, doing the good work. Really warm down there. I've seen Adam come into the tea room following a match and just realising how hot and steamy it is in the middle. Oh, cuts back and batsman gets away with one there. Seems a bit laxed on the technique to get forward or back to that ball. Perhaps caught in two minds in the end, just dabbing at it. Iranga not unlucky to not take a second wicket. This time it's a wider one. And, well, we almost saw a Johnny Barstow scenario there. Quickly underarm to back in from the keeper. Missed the stumps. To believe, however, Chowdhury had his back foot behind the crease. Into the power play, 28 for 2. Just a change of fielder, dragging one from the onside onto the offside. He's coming at point, forward point. Wasantha jogs in, and it's an in-swinging delivery, realising the swing was carrying it down to the leg side, so half-heartedly turned back to the umpire without an appeal. Missing leg easily. Would have been turned down from Mishra. Short inside edge, misses the stumps only just, and they'll jog through for a single. Geez, wasn't too far from the stumps there for Churdas. Chowdhury on strike, yet to get off the mark. Perhaps now. And he does so. Finally off the mark. It's taken him 8 balls. Played well out through the covers, splitting the fielders, so able to get through for a single. Wasantha Chandana getting a bit of away movement. That was a foolish one. You can easily set a field to that type of bowling. Bowl foolish outside off stump and just have sweepers and you're in an offside field, restricting runs. It's come straighter this time. Current run rate below that of 5. Wombats will be looking to lift that. They want it up around 6. Ideally 7 plus at the end of the game. This one's leg, and it's beating the keeper. Will fly away. Will fine leg do? No. Fine leg unable to cut that off. Goes for wides, 5 wides. Much needed for the Wombats total. And just pulls out at the last minute, does Wasantha. Bit wide, and he's actually pulled it for 4 runs. It's a good shot. Chaudhary catching up with the ball down leg and just helping it. It's on its way, pretty much doing enough to beat deep square and fine leg, pierce the gap. And as I say, it's a quick outfield here at Sano. You see the ground 2 Alpha Koshas in batting against Chiba Sharks now in the field. Big task on their hands. The Alpha Koshas on ground 2. They're having to chase 314 for victory. Big score set by the Chiba Sharks. Alpha Koshas currently 28 for 1. Just in the 3rd over, so they're going along pretty quickly. But a long way to go. Played defensively down to long off for a single. Just looking through the scorecard of the Chiba Sharks, excuse me. I'll just wait for this ball here from Muratha. Bit short and wide, but left alone from the batsman. Yeah, Chiba Sharks setting a score of 313 is impressive in 35 overs. Dougal Bedingfield at the top with 45 and Nikhil Pole 54. Benjamin Ito at 3 scoring 70. And later on, Gufran Mir again contributing to his team, 77 runs from him. And Takari also another 19. So good scorecard for the Chiba Sharks. It's going to be a tough chase for the Alpha Koshas. Spills out. It is off the edge. Third man is in cover there. Third man in deep position. It's been pretty hard to get away for runs, has Muratha. Another example there. Following at a pretty good pace. His line and length has been the Wombat batsman found him somewhat difficult. Need to try and minimise the number of dot balls here to the Wombats to score off every opportunity. and goes at this hard. It'll fly down to third man, but falling short. He's in that position for that very shot to fly off the bat. Didn't have to move sideways. He just falling well short of him. 2 runs picked up, however. Sorry, no, just the 1. Just played behind point. Just another single added to the total. Deep fielder there's got a good run on him. So batsmen looking to take on some liquids here. They've been out there for 15-20 minutes, but I've already talked about the heat factor. These two came together at 19 for 2. So 3 runs short of a 30-run partnership. They've gone somewhat away to rebuild this innings. They were 1 for 1 and 19 for 2. Perhaps they can look to be a little more aggressive going forward. They've got the run rate up over to 5. It still won't be enough to beat the Sereknights team. Ideally, Wombats score something in the vicinity of 140 plus. Should make for an interesting finish, but at the moment, they need to up that run rate. Perhaps these are the overs. A change of bowler looks like to be coming in for the Sereknights. Wicket falls on ground too. Chiba Sharks continue their dominance. And wide one to start from Silva. Manoj Silva bowling from the school end. This time he's a bit short and he's just plugged on to the offside for a simple single. The positioning and placement of it could even result in a 2 going forward if the communication's there. I think the batsmen are just talking about that opportunity there to pick up 2 runs. Surrender, just the 1 taken, and almost a run out. Big appeal. Very casual, and getting down to his wicket was Chowdhury. Sorry, Kidaka. Goes to play, but was just showing the umpire it was too wide too. Another extra to the total. Tossed up, a lot of bounce, missed out on being cut by Kitka. Extras just coming in at 3rd highest scorer, following Chowdhury's 15 and Kawashima's 14. The extras up to 14 now. So 2nd highest on the scorecard. Not good from Sereknights. And not from your spin bowler. Expect better. It's been pulled out to long on. Falling short, however, as he does scamper around 10 metres to his right to field it. 50 is up for the Wombats, and well, if they can get to the 100 mark with perhaps four overs remaining, playing a miss, Better from Silver, better line and length from him. And a big appeal and given. Yeah, looked good. Looked really good. And the decision from Dev Mishra, he made it pretty quickly. He was going on to hit middle and leg. 4th wicket falls here. Through 2nd wicket falls. That is 51 for 3 now. And Arpan Chowdhury, he has to return just the 7 runs coming from 17 balls. Muhammad Ali, can he come in and play another wonderful innings like he did 2 weeks ago? They certainly could do with it. That day he hit, was it 68 runs off probably 38 or so balls. Well done by the keeper, just not allowing that to get through for more runs. And end of the over. Ali off the mark straight away. 52 for 3, 9 overs gone. Wide, big wide, down leg side, called so. So the misery in terms of extras for the team continues. It's 15 now. Just one behind Kitaka's innings of 16. Played, and it's played well over point. And it'll fly away for 4 runs. Wombats will love that, as do the team, applauding it under the 10. Went after it, a wide one. Played up and over, and it easily cleared point and cover. They all scrambled just to watch it disappear across the boundary. Targeted in at middle stump on a Yorker type length, hard to get away. Ritha running in hard, and again he's on leg, but he's too full this time. He's just been clipped away behind, in front of square, who puts in a valiant effort to save the ball. Cannot do so. Adam Burrs signals for a couple of really valuable boundaries here for the Wombats. Just pushes his score up now up to 60. 60 plus. And we've just seen just that talent that Ali has. Able to score and score quickly. His teammates will be hoping he can just stay there for as long as possible. Ideally, he's there for another 5-6 overs. This time, he's pushed over cover, extra cover, and again, he's done it for 4. Just quality shots here from Muhammad Ali, leaving off where he was 2 weeks ago, and a great chase thanks to him and his teammates over the Tokyo Falcons. This time he's just opened the bat and driven, gone aerial over extra cover. Just effortlessly. Just drops and runs really onto the onside. Sign of good cricketer. 4.441. He will remain the striker after this ball unless his partner Kitika scores an odd number. Ali, he's just changed a bit of the momentum here. Wombats now up to 63 for 3. Run rate just sitting just under that 7 mark. Perhaps they took a lot of confidence from that chase 2 weeks ago against the Falcons. Realised they don't need previous stars of Richie Bracefield and Alex Shadai Patmore. Perhaps these others are equipped to be just as capable. Ten overs done, 67 for 3. Back to Silva, Manoj Silva from the school end. Nice shot there across the 2 grounds here at Sano. It's driven off the back foot out to what is a deep point. Another run picked up. The Wombats 68 now. Good partnership perhaps from these two, just building towards a total they can defend. This time he's gone hard and flat at that. Deep cover comes in to restrict the second run taken. Go swipes at this. It's a sweep and cover deals. Deep square covers it. Another single to the total. After the 3 boundaries from the last over, this is a good comeback from the Sereknights. Full toss. If I've spoken too soon, it's been dragged and well fielded. Square leg in the action for the past couple of deliveries. This time doing well. Final ball of the over. Can Kitika find the boundary with it? Can he finish this? No, he just defends. Quite happy, content with the 4 singles. 71 for 4. Just the 9 overs remain here in Sano. Just drags it back in offside the boundary line there. And comes the end of the over, 86 for 3, 13 overs gone. Muhammad Ali continues to impress, 26 now of 14 balls. And alongside what's become an anchor is Giddekar's 24 from 34 balls. They're setting themselves up for a good finish here, the Wombats. Manoj Silva to continue his fourth and final over. He's been driven down to long off, who'll come in quickly off the boundary. Sorry, just checking. Of course, it's Chandana Wasantha bowling from this end. Bowling from the mountain here at Sano on a really hot day. He's played it as he played it well enough. Our cameraman's still searching for the ball, but it's 4 runs. That was executed wonderfully. Here's the JCA replay. Wasantha just straying a bit down leg, and well, it's just been walloped by Ali. Geez, he's strong out there. Very good player off his pads and in that mid-wicket region. He is really keeping his team alive here, or giving them a decent total to defend. 120, 130 was not going to be enough to beat the Sereknights team, but since Ali's joined Gedekar, well, they're now looking at 130, 140, who knows, 150. Goes again, this time over cover for another 4 boundary. This is really good, this from the Wombats. Over 14. 8 off it, 9 off it so far. Another 2 balls to go. Previous overs going for just 8s and 4s and 3s. Well, there's a big boost this over to the run rate. Can they keep going? Oh, he's gone. Bowled him. Just as I was praising the efforts of these two, we see Muhammad Ali out bowled, and that's a big wicket for the Sereknights. Again, playing out onto the onside. He realised perhaps replaying the shot, he should have been straighter. Crashes into middle and off, and well, the 4th wicket falls for the Tokyo Wombats, 95 for 4. And still one ball remaining in what is the 14th over. Nigel Mackay comes to the wicket for the Tokyo Wombats after what has been a pretty magnificent display from Muhammad Ali. His 36 runs, just coming off 20 deliveries, including 7 fours. His partnership along Tanzim Gidka, who's still out there on 23, has given them a real boost. Current run rate now up to around just under 7. If they go at 8 and over from here, they'll hit around 145. So just the past 2 partnerships, so just giving the Wombats a spur in terms of their run rate. The 3rd wicket partnership of 30 runs and the 4th wicket partnership of 44 runs. 2 good little partnerships scored at a good rate has put them in a position now. They have 6 overs remaining. They would dearly love to get up to around 150. Depends, however. The Sereknights will have something to say about that. Played off the back foot from Kidka. Scrambles through for a quick single and will bring on Nigel Mackay. Silver in his last over of his spell to Mackay, who just plays out to extra cover. This time, an appeal, and I can see where he's appealing for. Felt he had played a bump ball off his foot. Felt like that Nigel played onto his left boot, which ricocheted up into the hands of the bowler. Given not out. This time he goes onto his back foot, just uses his balance to play out to deep mid-wicket. Deep square. And they pick up an extra. Bit sloppy from the keeper there. They'll pick up 2 extras. Every run counts, and we've talked about earlier the extras afforded to the Tokyo Wombat team. The extras currently stand at 15. It's too many in this grade of cricket. Off the back foot, aiming to play behind, in front of Gully. Unable to do so. Gidka remains on strike. Strike rate currently 70, just under 70. But he's played a good anchor role. While wickets have fallen all around him, he's remained out there. Misses out on this one on a short delivery. Brings up the end of the 15th over. 5 to go. 98 for 4. Just the 4 runs taken from the over. Something Wombats will dearly love to accelerate going into these final 30 deliveries. Can the Wombats get up to 140 plus? They'll be going to 8 and over. There's the 30 balls remaining. We start off with Nigel McKay on strike. Playing a shot straight to the fielder, so no run taken. McKay walking down the wicket. Gets on the low full toss, plays out to the sweeper fielder. Sweeping a deep cover point. Covering a large area out there to his right and his left. McKay obviously targeting it. And just stands up and defends this one, does Tanzeen. Both players going exactly at 66 strike rate. Of course, McKay's only been out there for the 6 deliveries. Kidcard would love to catch up a little bit. He spent the time in the middle. He'll look to be aggressive from here on in, I'd say. Loses a bit of shape in playing that shot, but still picks up another single, brings Nigel back on strike. Oh, they'd love a couple of boundaries right now, the Wombats. Can they find one here through Nigel McKay? Takes the pace off it, but McKay thoughtfully just holds his pose, holds his strike, and then plays over cover for a lovely 4. Bowler taking all the pace off it, but Nigel McKay too good to read that and dispatches it. Much needed 4. 105 now up. Final ball of the over. This time he's gone short and McKay's played out to square. He's been turned down for a single, so no run. 105 for 4. 4 overs remain. Between innings, the players will take a 10-minute break, allow them to take on some much-needed high liquids, hydration. It's pretty hot out there. You can see one fielder, hands on knees. He's probably feeling the effects of the heat. It's around 34 degrees perhaps. I'll just get the official take. 35 degrees. And it is 3:15 p.m. so probably won't cool down for another hour or 2. So these players will have to play through it. Clear skies. Nice outlook onto ground 2 and Mount Karasawa to the left of your picture here at Sano. Town city I should say, about an hour north of Tokyo. Well known for its local ramen. The mascot being Sano Ramen. But the prefecture also Tochigi known for its strawberry farming. Kitka on strike. What can he do? Where can he find a boundary from somewhere? No, he cannot. And even though it's a bit low-key from the commentator, as was the catcher, he loses his wicket looking to hit, perhaps go aerial over the mid-wicket fielder. He drags it straight to him. Doesn't have to move much, takes a nice reverse cut, bending at the knees. So it's a good catch taken. The fifth wicket to fall. And after playing a long innings for his team, Tanzim Kirka has to depart. Kirka came in, of course, early on in the innings. He came in at number 3, so he was in the very first over. He ended up facing 39 balls for his 25 runs. So while his strike rate may not have been as high as he'd wanted, he certainly played a good anchor while wickets steadily fell around him. He lost fellow partners Kawashima and Chowdhury for not many. He then lost Muhammad Ali, who came in and played a good innings, 36 off 20. So we finally see him depart. Jinasena, the new batsman for the Wombat team, can he, alongside Nigel McKay, finish strongly for the team. First ball just defended, left-hander batsman. Adusanka looking for his third wicket here, but driven nicely down to mid-off for a single from Giacena. Giacena, looking at his stats, hasn't played a lot of cricket in Japan, just the 8 matches. Nigel McKay, on the other hand, he's played 44 matches in the domestic league, on strike currently. And, well, they'll get buys here. McKay looking to give himself room, just edging out to the onside, and then almost a bowler following him. Swing and a miss for Giacena. Ruled wide though, so I need to bowl that again. Extras have perhaps been one of the few areas of the game that Sereknights will not be happy with. Extras now up to 17. It's actually third highest score on the scorecard. And this will be close as well, and called. Extra number 18. Continue to cost the team. And goes at this one hard, does Giacena. there is protection out there from third man, who's quite square. So just the one run. Really haven't pushed for twos much of Tokyo Wombat team. Just the 5 runs off this over thus far. 1 ball remaining. Will he go after this, Nigel McKay? And he pulls out, and you almost wonder if that's a bit of a balk. Just a little bit of insight perhaps into what McKay is looking to do. Apologies for the mispronunciation of your name, Nigel, whether it's McKay or Mackay. Could quite possibly be Mackay. Comes down and a little bit inside the thickish edge. Another single, however, taken. 17 overs gone, 111 on the board. It's gone high, chance. It's been called for mid-off, is coming in and unable to hold on to it. And perhaps a little bit of an injury as a result. Half opportunity or chance goes down for Sereknights. How costly will that be? Nigel Mackay on 9 at this stage. Perhaps looking to go leg side with their delivery and just skewed off perhaps the front edge. Didn't quite carry enough for the long off-fielder. Ginasena on strike now. Just 16 balls remaining here for the Wombat team. How do they finish? Can they get another 30 runs? Can they get up to that 140? They would dearly love to do so. And this will help. It's off the edge. Coming around is the it is fine leg coming around. 2 runs taken from it. It'll be all action from here on in. Every delivery, there'll be something happening. Wombats have done well to keep wickets in hand for this final part of the game, final quarter. Now just 2.5 overs left. Playing a miss. Again, playing a miss. Ginasena needs to get bat on ball here. Sometimes it's not always about going for the boundary. You just need to score off as many balls as possible, be it ones if it's not a boundary. Look to make contact, and this time he gets bat on ball. He'll fly down to fine leg for a single, and it'll keep him on strike for the 2 remaining overs. Not enough off that over for the team, just the 4 runs coming from it. Tokyo Wombats 115 for 5. Just looking at the table, if Tokyo Wombats can win this match, then I think they assure themselves of a quarterfinal spot, still with a game in hand. It's the difference between them and the places below them, or would that be called wide? Yes, rightfully so by umpire Dev Mishra. They've umpired well today, both Dev and Adam, been out there from 10 o'clock this morning in the earlier morning match. Made good decisions in that game as well as this game. Murasanka, his final over, this time he's been driven pretty straight. Mid-on will come round, so he didn't quite get the timing to it, did Genesina. It'll bring Mackay back on strike. He'll be just, he's a big bloke, is Nigel. He'll be eyeing up the regions, the areas in the field where a possible boundary can be taken. Of course, he has to weigh up where the ball will be pitching, what shot selection he chooses from. Not an easy task. 5 balls remaining. He goes straight. Bowler just following him almost when he has given himself room to free the arms. It's good bowling from Murasanka. Awareness to cramp the bowler, and if he can bowl at a pretty much Yorker length, hard to get under and therefore be cleared over the inner circle. So good battle on here. Gives himself room again. This time it's Genesina. Played out to long off for another single. So far, just the 4 runs, 3 balls to remain. Now they'd love a boundary or 2 here, the Wombats, to finish the innings. 9 balls remain. Difference a couple of boundaries it makes is huge. What can Nigel Mackay do? He's come down the wicket. He's got a low full toss, but he's played straight to mid-wicket. He's made a small error. Won't cost his team anything though, just the 1 taken from it. 120 up now for the Wombats. At 140 is looking a bit far. Surely they need to get as high in the 130s as possible. They need to something to bowl at. Umpire to see a ball rolling across some ground too, whether the umpire is going to cease the game, but doesn't do so, and they get a run from it. 1 ball remaining. Nigel on strike. Can he find the boundary rope? It's been a pretty good spell here, this one from Murasanka. This is his final ball, 2 for 23. He gets crunched down to mid-off, who does well to make up the ground and just keep it to a single. Haven't pushed that strong running between the wickets of the Wombats. I just feel they may have left 5 or 6 runs out there. Nevertheless, 122 for 5, 6 balls remain here at Sarno. Gives himself room, does Nigel Mackay. in doing so, he leaves himself having to stretch for a ball just outside of off without making contact. 5 balls remain. Can the Wombats finish strongly here? Current run rate under 6.5. Again, a swing and a miss, and well, Sereknights finishing the stronger here. Previous over going for 7, but overs before that just 4 and 6, 6 and 4. So last 4 overs, Sereknights have kept them. He's got a hold of this one. Has it carried all the way? No. Yes. 1 bounce surely for 4 runs. Got a hold of that one, did Nigel Mackay. Good shot. Geez, it went high. For a moment, I felt mid-wicket maybe had given a chance, but may have lost it in the sun. Sun's actually just poking its way out, but also credit to the batsman. He found the gap. This one plays over the ball and feels wrongly done by and not being awarded a wide. Just 2 balls remain. 4 runs off it. Nigel Mackay on 17 off 18. It's been a good little innings from him and Jacinta. Can they finish it with 2 balls to go? Played out through the covers, straight to point. Thought it would carry the covers, but it was squarer than that. 1 ball remains, and Jacinta will be the one responsible to try and just find that magical boundary rope. Can they get it above 130? The chase, perhaps something they'd hope for, another 20 runs. Final ball coming up. And swing and a miss, and no look for even a bye to be taken. And that'll bring the end of the innings for the Wombats. Remember, they're just 10 players today. 127 for 5 of their allotment of 20 overs. If we quickly run through the scorecard, started off with a pretty good effort from Kawashima, his 14 off 11. But perhaps it was Tanzim Kedeka's 25 and Muhammad Ali's brilliant 36 that got the team to a score of 127, helped by Nigel Mackay's 18 at the end. I think the standout batsman, though, definitely was Muhammad Ali. His 36 from 20 balls included 7 fours. And he hit, of the whole team, there were 13 fours in total. 7 of them were from him himself. So a big wicket. When they did get hold of him, it was Chandana who bowled him. The bowling credits perhaps go to Madusanka's 2 for 24 off his 4 overs. Final score 127. In around 10 minutes' time, Sereknights, otherwise known as Serendib, they'll be coming out to chase 128 for victory. And an important win for them. Sereknights, if they do win today, they will go top of the table and sit there alone after having played 3 games. We'll join you again in around 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to the match here in what is the second innings, the chase for Sereknights. For victory, they need 129 runs. Prior to the match, they'd be expecting to be able to chase such a target. I'd be happy they bowled Tokyo Wombats out for a score less than 150, which is usually around par. Earlier this morning, we saw a great innings from the Tigers Cricket Club, scoring 225 runs out here. These two clubs are battling away for spots in the quarterfinals. Sereknights, they're top of the table alongside Max and KKR. Following this, they would have all played 3 matches. So Sereknights have the opportunity to go top of the table. The Wombats, well, it's a different case scenario for them. They're in 5th position of the 7 teams. They should be on 4 points, having won 1 game from their 2 matches, but they were doctor points, so they sit on an awkward 3. However, a win here would push them up to 7 points, and I believe it would put them in the top 4 and perhaps possibly making the quarterfinals. Anyway, here we go. First ball in the chase, and it's one that seems wow, but beautifully executed. That's 4 runs. What a great way to get off the mark. And not only that, get your team on. They're underway in the innings. Uritha following up his good spell of bowling. Just sits up on his back feet and punishes the ball to point region. It's a good start for the team. Wombats, they'll need to take wickets, and especially ones early in the power play. Better ball and more respect shown from the batsman as he just gets out the full defence in a T20 match, not often seen. Chase is underway, 128 for victory, and a score that would take Sereknights to the top of the table. Group B, Group A they are. Group B's currently been led by the Tigers. Again, so back of length delivery from Chowdhury, but he's getting it to seam off the wicket into the batsman. Not an easy ball to play. You'll want to mix it up though, otherwise Mudatha, he's going to come and attack you. This one's driven, but driven textbook style out to mid-off for no run. Hit it so well. Chowdhury, and this time a little bit wider, and the umpire's got his arms up ready and does signal wide. We did see a number of wides afforded to the other team for Sereknights, 19 in total. So that's one area I'm sure the Wombats will target. It's another good delivery. He's just rolled the fingers across that. It's cut in well. And with the one delivery left, it's going to be a good comeback from the very first delivery. 4 runs it was to a wonderful shot from Mudatha. Aditha. Dragged out onto the onside, dragged well, and it'll be 4 runs. Does well to beat mid-wicket, and long on had no chance. Well executed shot. Got into position early and was rather riskless. He played it along the ground, but struck it so firmly and sweetly, and just raced along the outfield. Quick outfield here at Sano. Nice flat surface and consistent. Bit of wear and tear around the wicket, as you can see. Doesn't look too good. They'd love to be on the grass wickets to the left, but, well, they've decided to play this entire series on the artificial. So many matches occurring. They'd be, I'm sure, following this, you will see games back on the grass here for Japan cricket. Perhaps from the quarterfinal stage on, we might see the grass wickets in use. I know they're used for the finals. An appeal and a difficult decision. If the umpire didn't hear it, he rightly so must turn the decision down. Look to perhaps just take the thigh pad of the batter. It was a good shout. They thought there might have been a bit of glove in it, but decision from the umpire from what I saw. Good start, however, and he's been hit straight though. Will it carry? Does so. 4 runs. Nice straight hit. Just removes the front leg and hits through the shot. Beautifully played. And Sean Nero Kiaturu. What a wonderful shot. This time goes to sweep, but doesn't quite time it, and lets his partner know early, no run. Sometimes a tough shot to play early on in your innings. Just having faced the first 3 balls, Sereknights 13 without loss. This one's a bit harder and flatter from Ginasena. Sereknights open with pace and medium paces in their early overs. Different strategies shown here for the Wombats. They've got their spinner on early. Opening from the school end here at Sano. And he's just a bit full there and swept and put down. A tough effort, but Nero Kiaturu gets away with one perhaps. He struck it well. He just struck it within area of a fielder advancing. Still on strike. Gets another 2 and lets this one through. That's good judgment. Wasn't too far from off stump, but not a bad over really for perhaps both teams share that. 6 runs off it, no wicket, but from the very first over, good start from Sereknights. 15 without loss, 2 overs gone. Driven and well fielded at cover, forward cover. just guided down to third man for a single. It's a well executed shot down there. It's a sign of good timing for the batsman. Chartery doing a good job here. He's honing in on the stumps. He's on a pretty good length and line. Again, another good delivery. An appeal from both keeper and bowler, but I believe it would have been hitting outside of line. He's turned down from Adam. Another good decision. Pretty confident shout from the bowler, but coming from that angle, not to be. You prefer bowling to the right-hander. Uditha looks to be aggressive, playing hard out to mid-off, so playing so well, unable to steal a single. Punched off the back foot, and Point has to come around. Backward Point has to just steal a few yards to retrieve the ball. Good running. Hashan Muditha alongside his partner. The left-hander, Sean Niro Kiaturu, playing onto the onside and playing behind mid-wicket, so able to steal another single. Brings the end of the over 19 without loss. It's a pretty good start from the Sereknights. They'll be happy with this. They've yet to concede a wicket. Run rates under 6.5. They don't have to do much more than that to chase this target down. Slight misfield from the bowler results in a single being taken. Nero Kiaturu being aware of that, calling his partner through for a good single. Just a check here of captain, perhaps on the field settings. What he's looking to do as a bowler to create pressure, certain positions in place. I believe he's called his long on in to mid on. Driven and caught, taken. Wicket falls and Wombats are thrilled. Second ball from Gina Senna, and he takes a good caught and bowled. Just looking at the replay, bit full, driven, but unable to get under it, and in the end, good catch taken from Gina Senna. Silva, the new player, the new batsman, to the wicket, and a rather tentative introduction for him, just pushing forward and missing, all going past the outside of the bat. This is a good start from Ginasena, and his teammates know it. As I say, if they can snare 2-3 wickets in the power play, this will be game on, even though it's a small target. And, I think Ginasena is enjoying just how Silva's pushing at that ball. To give him hope to be able to take an edge or push one between bat and pad. Get some turn out of this surface. He's not bowling express by no means. This time he's a bit short and wide, and he's been taken advantage of, Silva, by executing a nice square cut for 4 runs. After the initial pressure from Ginasena, he just errs here, short and wide, played off the back foot, cut well. Final ball of the over, and again he gets him pushing. Silva luckily finds an outside edge, but it'll just run away for 4 runs. So painful for the past 2 deliveries for the Wombats cause. Ginasena bowled a good first 4 deliveries, put a lot of pressure back on the Sereknights team. But 8 runs off the final 2 balls. Well, the current run rate is well above what is required, so opening honours are falling in Sereknights' hands. Muhammad Ali, captain for today for the Wombats, just checking with his bowler, Nigel Mackay, just making sure they're on the same page as the plan and the setup of the field. May not be on his leg side pad, but there is protection there. Just a 1 run taken. Perhaps preferring to bowl to the right-hander here, Nigel. One of the key wicket takers for his team, the Wombats. Can he snare a couple here for his team? Bring back the momentum, try and push that current run rate down, create some pressure on the team and chasing down a subpar score. It's a nice line and length, that one. Good release from a nice tall height position. Wouldn't mind to see him bowl a short one, just challenge the batsman on a short delivery, see how well he can handle it. This one again, probably not on a bad length, but just too straight. Turned around the corner simply. Sereknights, as I say, if they win today's match, they will go top of the table. Been hit and hit for 6. Quite a big 6. You see it drifting across now, but onto ground 2. Almost took one hand off it. Did Nero Kioturu. Here's the replay. Just clears his front leg. Yeah, the one of his hand comes completely off the bat. His bottom hand, but he just hits through. Nice follow through and has enough on it to carry over the boundary. Maximum 6. Sereknights starting to put their foot on the throat here. Turned back from his partner. Silva not interested in a quick run there. Doesn't need to do anything silly. Just another 92 runs needed for the team, and they've got 15 overs to do that, so required run rate it's at 6. So simple. Goes onto the back foot, plays out to the covers, but again, his partner's just not keen on giving half an opportunity to his opposition. They've got them where they want them to, the Sereknights. 36 for 1, 5 gone. And a small chase of 128 for victory. So we Joe Lewis about to release his first delivery. Another key wicket taker for the team. The Wombats over the years. He starts with one a bit wide and is carted for 4. And, Lewis doesn't seem entirely happy with how that felt, with the arm, the shoulder or the wrist. Loosener. Silva on strike, this time of playing a miss. Beats the inside edge of the bat, and again you can see Lewis just trying to massage his upper shoulder. He's not entirely comfortable. Played over 50 matches from what I see domestically. And being called wide. Lewis to Silva and fading afternoon sunlight. at least another couple of hours of sunlight, but you'll see the shadows starting to cast longer shapes on the ground. And yeah, Lewis is not happy with his arm. We may not see him again after this over. It's been called a no ball, so free hit here. Manoj Silva, where's he looking to hit? He'll probably go straight, if not out over the cover region. The way the bowler's bowling. No, he's gone short, so he goes to try and pull over out to square. Just be the single, so it doesn't cost the team too much. But you can just see the continued discomfort of Joe Lewis. His stats show that, yeah, he's goes for around about 7 per over, which is good in T20 format. A strike rate of 28. They prefer to try and bring the ball back into the left-hander. He start it wide, and that's sort of the line he's looking for. Two balls remain, and they'll be an indication of whether we see Joe Lewis back again. We just know from his body language. As I say, he hasn't been comfortable this over from ball one. Off the back foot, it's driven, and it's driven well. Murdoch having a lot of work to do to save this, does so. And an ex-baseballer, I'm sure, or a background of baseball, another strong arm and from the boundary. Final ball of his over for Joe Lewis. Looking to start wide of off stump, bring it back into Nerokia Turu, and does so, and it's just defended. Run thought about, but turned down in the end, and 9 off the first over. One of discomfort for Joe Lewis, but as mentioned, they only have the 10 players, so it's a real test for them in the field, not only having to defend a subpar score of 128, but having that extra man in the field, or less, is going to prove a real challenge for them. Muhammad Ali, he has decisions to make. Looks like he'll go to Mackay again. If they don't win here today, it's not over for the Wombats. They will still have another game remaining. Perhaps if they can win that, they will still be a chance of making the quarterfinals. They may have to depend on other results going their way if that happens. Makes it a lot easier if you win this. But we'll just have to wait and see. Sereknights, they'll go top of the table, which would mean just one more remaining game. If they won that, they would be playing rank number 8 come the quarterfinals. Big appeal and turned down. And perhaps you see there a question posed by bowler Mackay. Adam giving his reason for the turn down, perhaps from the angle released, moving away from leg stump. Love to see the replay. We're not afforded that, but umpires, as I say, have done a really good job today in this match, and match previous. He's been swatted, hasn't got all of it, so There is a chase on for mid-wicket. It won't reach the boundary, but 2 runs will be taken. Good start from Nigel Mackay this over. Can he force some pressure, force him into a mistake? He's gone again hard. He likes the look of it, but mid-on, no. 6 runs. Mid-on. For a moment there, looked like he was in the play, and you could see his last-ditch effort was actually just to try and slap or catch the ball and throw it back infield, but unable to do that as well. It was 6 runs. Did enough to do it. Did Manoj Silva. He continues a good innings here. 22 now off 14 balls. Real thorn in the side for the Wombats. Just taking the pace off it. Just rolled the fingers across it. It's good bowling. Tempting him almost to go for a similar shot, but the ball was too full to do so. Good little partnership, this one, for Sereknights after a bit of a nervy start. 34 now, the partnership between the two, coming together 20 for 1. Oh, it's a good delivery. It's tempter, it's angled across the batsman, and a good over from Nigel Mackay. Apart from the 6 runs, which was a lovely shot, he bowled 5 good deliveries. So Sereknights continue to advance upon this subpar total of 127. Current run rate, a healthy 7.71. That means that the required run rate now is only 5.5 per over. Something very manageable for the quality of this team, Sereknights. Currently second on the table, looking to advance to top position with a win here. And with shots like that, they're well on their way. It's another 4. It's 6. Well, I thought he'd hit it flat, thought it'd bounce just before the boundary, but no. Dev Mishra signals 6. It's short and deserved it, really. Just too short and too straight, and the batsman well onto that. Perhaps even with his bit of an injury or discomfort, Joe Lewis is bowling another. Perhaps with lack of numbers, only 10 players. Again, he's down leg side and short, and you can just see him there talking to his captain and Muhammad Ali. I'm just not right. Oh, it's not happening, or it's causing pain and discomfort. Captain has thrown him the ball to continue. And smashed for 6. Big shot, big play. Silva just going on to, just clearing his front foot and just baseballing it over mid-wicket. It's a fabulous shot for 6. And, Joe Lewis is under a real bit of pressure here. 2 6s and a wide. You don't want to, not a great way to start the over. What can he do? Can he snare the wicket of one of these two informed batsmen? They're going along nicely. They need to break this momentum, do the Wombats. Wider one again, punished. This time punished behind forward of point, and, well, the dive was in vain, really. The ball had crossed the mark. This is a great over already for the Sereknights. They're heading towards an early finish and perhaps an opportunity to try and get their run rate up, and just to the benefit of them if it so comes down to run rates. Teams have been on equal points at the moment. 3 teams are on equal points at the top of Group A. Joe Lewis, can he do something? There could be a chance here for mid-off. No, not at all. He's at he was in that mid-on, but mid-off or mid, long off was always going to clear him. Great shot from F. Silva. He's raced to 45, just 5 short of his milestone 50. It's come off just 19 balls. 2 deliveries to come here. It's a bad over for the Wombats. Playing a miss, and a misfield too. You wonder if there is an edge there, or just perhaps Joe Lewis. Yeah, he's been able to get through this. Depending, be interesting to see if he has to bowl his further 2 overs after this. This will be his last ball of over 2. It's gone straight, it's gone high, and a chance for a long on. Taken, caught. Joe Lewis finally gets something to smile about after going for 23 runs in this over. The final ball results in the wicket, that of Manoj Silva. Perhaps looking to bring up his half-century in style, but falling short, well short of the boundary, and he has to depart for 45 runs. Sereknights, 77 for 2, 8 overs gone. Kaveen Jinasena looks to be the next bowler for the Wombats. They really need a breakthrough or 2. They need to keep taking wickets. They got one with Joe Lewis's final ball of the over, but prior to that, they'd gone for 23 runs. It's full, and it's been swatted almost between both fielders, but deep square does well to race around and save that. Made up a lot of yards. For any chance here, the Wombats, they need to take wickets. They really do. The run rate required from Sereknights is below 5, so it's simple. They need to try and get into their lower order. To do that, they need to take 4 or 5 wickets just to try and exert some pressure. Not easy, but need to believe. Important match for the Wombats. Chance here. Long off. Taken it. Caught him. And exactly what they needed. The Wombats taking their 3rd wicket. Still just in the 9th over. Felt like Madhusanka didn't really need to go for this shot. Could well have easily played the same shot along the ground. But it goes aerial. And in the end results in his wicket. 3rd wicket to fall. Could this be the beginning of something for the Wombats comeback? The game's just fallen out of favour in the past 10 deliveries. Yeah, really important for the Wombats to win if they want to assure themselves a quarterfinal spot. If they were to lose this and win their final match, well, they'd still be at the hands of the Tokyo Falcons. If the Falcons win their remaining match, then they'd go through to the quarterfinal spot. So they'd be reliant on another match. However, a win here and next week would assure them of a quarterfinal spot. It's been a good over so far. Genesena bringing his team back into this match. He's got 2 for 16. This is final ball of his 3rd over. But you can just feel a bit of pressure building on the Sereknights. Can they keep this pressure up, the Wombats? And another good delivery. And that'll finish his over. 78 for 3, 9 overs gone. Can Wombats continue to take wickets or just create a bit of pressure by bowling some dot balls, bowling some measly overs of 3s and 4s, try and just swing the momentum back in their favour? At the moment, it's looking all too easy for the Sereknights. full toss and in the end dealt with, but it was dropping. It has been called no ball. The ball was dropping. So in the end, ruled above waist at point of contact. Comes down the wicket, slashes. Is it enough to beat long on? Yes. Not by much, but it's 6 runs. And Gayan aggressively walks down the wicket. After the previous ball, he's come down, created some momentum. Wouldn't call it a shot, where he's in complete control of his balance. But at point of contact, he just muscled it. This time, unaware of where the ball actually has ended up, but called through from his partner. Hence took off a little late, and hence that's why the ball came back towards the bowler's end for a possible run out. Interesting over this far, a bit of everything. Narrow Kiaturu back on strike. And Sereknights wouldn't want to lose his wicket, especially about now. They just throw a few jitters into the team if such a thing happens. They only need another 41 runs, and they have 10 overs to do that. But ideally, you want your top order to be able to finish that job off. Top 5 should be able to easily do so. So if the Wombats can just take another couple of wickets, suddenly you have number 7 and 8 walking in. But as it stands, it's the Sereknights in control of this match. 10 overs remain, 40 runs for victory. They are well on track to go top of the table on Group B. They will join 3 teams in Group A on top of the table, which are KKR, Sereknights and Max. Kavin Ginasena to continue. This is his final over, 2 for 16, and the keeper took a ball, contacted him. Just wondering where, off the body, or whether it was off the helmet. Hadn't struck it sweetly though, so no bother. Ginasena, can he snare another wicket before the end of his spell? His team would dearly love him to do so. Long on. Coming to the end of a really hot day here in Sano. Temperatures probably fair around 38 degrees pitch side. Official temperature 35 degrees. Hotter than that out in the middle, especially being padded up and helmets and whatnot. It's better from the Wombats. They've had a couple of good overs over the past 3. It was over number 8 that hurt them, 23 runs from it. Really put them in front of the run rate required. Goes this time hard, goes out to deep mid-wicket. Just a 1 run. Final ball of his spell, Ginasena. A little bit full, turned round the corner, turned for a single. I'll be content with that with Sereknights. 11 overs done, 93 for 3. Looks to be captain himself, Muhammad Ali. In with a bold chance here. Can the keeper get to it? No. No, it flies too far. But big top edge of the first delivery. Kiaturu gets away with one. But he's still there as Sean. 24 now off 26 balls. He's played a good anchor for the team. And squeezed past the extra cover, so long on and deep square converge on the ball. They meet and retrieve the ball. A few hot bodies out there and what is a really hot day here in Sano. Sun going down, but still it's 35 degrees. Batsman just pulls away. Can Ali snare a wicket or two? Just create some pressure. Created an opportunity with his first ball. Wide on this one. Has been swept for 4. Costly. Good first 3 deliveries from Ali. This time, ball 4 though, he strays and he's being punished. But a defence, realising they have plenty of time, there's Kiaturu, no need to be forced to play shots, scoring shots off every delivery. They have time on their side. Run rate, it's now 3.5, so wicket keeper probably just giving him a bit of a hard time, letting him know it's not a test match. You can play your shots in this format. But just another 29 runs required from Sereknights. They should be heading towards an early finish here, plus a net healthy net run rate, sorry. Could possibly finish in both teams on it being shared on points, of which would come down to net run rate as to who gets the different rankings, 1 through to 8. 1 playing 8 in the quarterfinal, 2 versus 7, and so on. Chowdhury back for his second over. Good straight one. He's been hit straight. Long on, just has to watch it sail. Hit so straight. Both long on nor long off are able to stop that. It's a wonderful shot. And Sereknights here, they're on the charge. Goes again. And same result. Gayan, 6 consecutives. This time he goes. So that's it. That is just a replay, sorry. I'm getting so excited. 2 sixes. He's going to have a go at it and does so. 3 sixes. It's all happening here. Sano International Cricket Ground. This time he gets it on the full toss and just nails it out of the screws. Long on. Well, he just watches it sail over his shoulder. Perhaps row 4 or 5 could have had that, but certainly not long on. Just a word to the bowler, Chowdhury, perhaps try variation, try something different. He's come forward and he's defended. Well, there we go. 666 dot. But with that boost of hitting power, just 11 needed now. Driven straight. This would be another 4, another boundary 4. Some wonderful hitting at the end of the innings here from Gayan. 15 balls he's faced for his 32. And, well, we're seeing some fireworks. It is fireworks season here in Japan. We're seeing, chance for an appeal, for a stumping. Not given. Well, big over for the Sereknights. 22 runs from it. All thanks to JCL Gayan. 666.4. He has brought a hurry to the end of this game, and they will benefit in terms of net run rate. Exactly what was ordered. Kia Turu, he's played a good innings, but he's been going out a run a ball, and for Gayan just to come in and accelerate this innings towards an early finish, an early shower, and perhaps a trip home. I don't know if they have a game plan tomorrow, the Sereknights, but they've certainly taken care of today's business in the right way. Big victory here. It'll come in this over. It might come from this ball. Yes. 6, the maximum. Sorry, calculation error there. Teams are equal. They're all square, 127 apiece. So just a 1 run needed. Sereknights will complete this in the 14th over. They will go top. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the final ball of the innings. Slight misfield, but they only needed the 1, did Sereknights, and there is victory, commanding victory to the Sereknights, otherwise known as Serendib. They've come out and chased down 128, always a score that was a little bit below par, but they've done it in great style. Just 13 overs it took them to hit the winning runs. Looking through the lineup, well, Sean Nero Kiaturu, his 28 of 30. He was almost the anchor. He played out the whole innings. He was unbeaten. So credit to him. But there was a couple of partners he shared in partnerships. The one with Manoj Silva. He got 45 of 21. And then later on, JCL Gayan, 32 of 16. Both players going at over 200 strike rate. So a convincing victory. In the end, they won by 7 wickets to the Sereknights. They will go top of the table. Group A, they now sit on 12 points. Behind them are the Kawasaki Knight Riders and Max on 8 points. As for the Tokyo Wombats, well, they have 1 match remaining. They sit on 3 points in 5th position. So they need a win in their final match to have any chance of making the quarterfinals. Do join us. Do subscribe to further Japan cricket content. You can do that on your YouTube channel. You can follow social media platforms such as X, Instagram, and Facebook. If you've been watching via fan code in the subcontinent, I hope you've enjoyed today's match. Do join us next weekend. Another 4 matches coming up next weekend, including both table toppers matches. In Group B, we have Tigers taking on Sano, both positioned 1 and 2, and we also have the Kawasaki Knight Riders taking on the Tokyo Falcons, positions number 1 versus 4. So do join us, do subscribe. Otherwise, you'll see there the summary of today's game. Serendib, or the Sereknights Cricket Club, convincing winners here today by 7 wickets, doing it in the 14th over, doing it quite easily, thanks to the magnificence of Muhammad Ali's innings. Thanks to the magnificence of Gayan and Silver's innings in the chase. Congratulations to them. Do join us next weekend. Good afternoon.